Hello, and welcome to Depth Reception. Did I say depth reception?
Death reception.
Death reception.
Death reception.
We discuss movies and dive into how films direct the way we experience them. We create a perception of sound, a perception of sight, with a dimension of mind. We move into a land of both shadow and substance, of themes and ideas. This is Mr. Vosley, and I have over here, he can name over 200 kinds of fish, Tin Man.
Heyo.
And next to him, this guy is like Gandhi, but better. K-Max.
Mahatma. That's what my friends call me.
What is that?
The Great Soul. They don't call me that. Just an okay soul.
Today we have our movie portion in the chapter on relationships. 3.15 is brought to you by 2008's Forgetting Sarah Marshall, directed by Nicholas Stoller, written and starring Jason Segel, and co-starring Mila Kunis, Kristen Bell, and Russell Brand. We started season 3 with movies like The Ritual, Talk to Me, Midsommar. So as Drake once said, now we here.
Thank God.
I will give you guys fair warning here. This episode right here is our emotional summit this season, I think. So we have chapters on friendship, estrangement, and war lined up. So please enjoy tonight. Here are the talking points. Favorite scenes. Impact from a past relationship. Recovery from a past relationship. Theme and why. And why use Dracula. So, I didn't bother including initial reactions because I feel like we've all seen this quite a few times, I'm willing to bet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, just going into it, we'll go right into favorite scenes then.
You go first.
Okay. I mean, not an initial reaction, but man, do I like this movie. I said it while we were watching it. I said, toward the end, I said, man, I really, really like this movie. I liked it when it was out, when it first came out, and I've watched it several times at least with different company, and it's one of those movies that if I see it on, I will click on it and maybe have it on in the background just because it's light in a lot of ways. And I loved it tonight. Watch it in the company of you guys. That's kind of a cool thing, especially with pizza and dip. It's cool. There's a couple of scenes that I like a lot. I like the moments where, well, they won't they type moments. And I thought it was kind of an awkward scene where he leans in for a kiss after their first kind of date. He thinks it's a date. She doesn't think it is. And she's like, whoa. And he goes, no, of course. It makes you feel that tension of that early relationship where you're like, is this going to end this way? Is this even that? Or am I way out of line and way off base? There's a tension there that is awesome, but also terrifying. And he captures it pretty good, that scene. Okay. Where they're in the car, and she's just kind of like, oh. And she's cool about it then after. Like, he tries to kiss her. He's clearly reading the signs wrong, according to her. And he's not embarrassed about it, so that he just gets angry and leaves. And she's not embarrassed about it or angry about it, where she's like, you creep, get away from me. Right, they're both adults about it. I think that was a really cool scene. I thought that was neat.
Nice. Okay.
I liked it a lot.
I'll go with pretty much any of the dinner party scenes. So there's a couple different ones, but every time like Jonah Hill's there, their waiter.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes he's sitting by himself. Sometimes he's sitting together. But I feel like something stupid and silly happens at each of those. So pretty much the dinner party ones I kind of like. Those ones I like because you're kind of mixing all your characters and their weird relationships they all have, and you're like going, okay, now act normal in front of each other, and they can't really.
Yeah.
So those are the ones I like. I probably thought those were the funny mixing of all the behind the scenes drama that they each have with each other. And it's like, here, act civilized, in public. Go, go.
I like. Well, first I think it's funny that we talked about rom-coms very recently. And you start to see, like, the tropes even in this movie, like I probably didn't notice it before, but because that discussion is so recent in our minds, you see a lot of the stuff pop up, like the will they, won't they trope, the situation, But as far as favorite scenes, I feel like anything and all the little lines that Peter has when she approaches him when they're first in Hawaii. And she's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I'm here to murder you."
Oh, that scene is so good with his hands.
His hands in his face.
Yeah.
I'm here to murder you.
He's got like the Muppet look.
Yeah.
Or like when he pulls out the banana from his cocktail, he's like, "Not us." He's like, just the little lines like that that just sneak in. Yeah. But I feel like I liked a lot of the background characters, like Jonah Hill and Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Peep yo pee. It was hard to find a scene that I didn't like, honestly, in the movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Russell Brand as like the kind of a lovable bad guy. Like there were some bad qualities to him, and he certainly was not. He did some bad things, but like I liked how he respected, not so much the ladies, but he respected Seagull's character. You know what I mean? Like he was like, "Oh, this sounds awful for you," and very arrogantly. But even when he's checking out, he's like, "No, I'm going to London." He's like, "Oh, is Sarah going with you?" He goes, "I'll buy my lonesome." You know what I mean? And almost like, I'm glad things are working out for you. I'm glad you're doing a little bit better. He there's a genuineness to him,
Right.
and through all of his. So I thought it was cool having a villain who was kind of like somewhat likable.
Interesting enough. He's interesting enough and he's funny.
Yeah.
But he is kind of the opposition to the Bill Hader character. I felt like he was.
Oh,
he was
Bill Hader's amazing.
Oh,
yeah.
Bill Hader's the guy who's in a relationship, who has it looks like a functional, solid relationship with his woman.
That was one of the tropes we brought up again.
Absolutely.
Where it was like
Yep.
your picture perfect couple that you strive for.
Yep.
And he's almost like that doofus husband too. He's like, oh, that's real funny. I see what you're doing here.
Yeah.
That's real funny. You know, she's carrying my unborn child.
That's the mother of my unborn child. Dick.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm worked up.
He like knew he couldn't win that fight, and he's like, "You want to have this? You want to have this conversation?" She's like, "Yeah."
Yes. We have a toilet here.
I can't stop once I start.
I want to keep a steady hand right now.
Are you shaking?
No, well, I'll do. You wash your hands.
You watch.
Don't you dare touch
This is
that
my
dog.
mic. I can touch it if I want.
You're just petting it.
So our next talking point. That was a quick talking point we
It
had.
was.
but,
It was.
Impact from a past relationship. So there were 3 negative, I guess, ideas from our last episode that we emphasized in Casablanca. So we had romanticism, depression, and longing. All 3 ideas have a way of taking over someone. And I think you'll find that we can spot all 3 pretty easily in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So we'll go through one at a time here. But romanticism, what'd you guys see?
I mean, he just failed to see all the nastiness that she brought. You know, he made everything everything he remembered and recalled were all the great times with her. And then in some of the flashbacks, you see how awful she was. And he's drinking, he's holding her purse at press conferences, he's taking a sip out of the thing, and he's just kind of put in the background all the time. Only in those flashbacks do we see how she really was toward him.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, in a couple scenes at the end, where she's just kind of where he goes, "You're a horrible person," you know. And he goes, "Here's why it's not reacting. It doesn't want to be anywhere near you," you know. So yeah, and I don't know if that's uncommon in a bad relationship, as you just see the good. And he was panicking as it was ending, I can't let this go. It's because it was so perfect, and when he's like begging her to stay, and he's like, just hug me, and you remember why. You'll remember we haven't seen each other in a while. Just hug me, and it was just made it worse.
Yeah.
What'd you see, Tin Man?
Yeah, I felt like he was thinking back on all the good things, and it didn't take till later in the story did you actually see the bad things, and he didn't see them until he saw the good things in the other girl.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah,
And then he was like, oh, she didn't do this for me, and all the negative stuff. So you start off the story with her being kind of I'm far away. It's on me.
No, you can,
Is it?
you can
Okay.
keep doing that.
But yeah, he absolutely romanticized the relationship, because as the story went on, you saw that she wasn't perfect, and then you see he wasn't perfect.
Yep.
That there was a lot of issues between the two of them that kind of got swept under the rug that you didn't see when the
Like, he romanticized his part in it, too.
that's right.
Right.
That's absolutely
because
true.
Sarah Marshall, I'm going to call her Sarah Marshall, too. I'm
Yeah,
not even
yeah.
going to call her Sarah. It's going to be
Yeah.
Sarah Marshall, the whole thing. But she confronts him after he has the surfing accident.
Yeah,
And she's like, oh, I tried. Like, I saw therapists, I saw
Yeah.
whatever. So, like, we, as an audience, don't see any of Peter's flaws, or at least the ones that she's referencing.
yeah. We just see the affable nitwit.
yes,
He's just a
affable
slacker.
nitwit. We see the
big ass
hurting.
bowl of cereal.
We see him hurting. We see him hurting, like he's crying. He's
All
suffering
the-
all the time.
Yeah, all the reasons for us to feel empathy towards him, but not the opposite.
Yeah,
So I also saw it, though, with his new romance with Rachel, romanticizing what that is and what could be. Remember the 6'7" guy behind the counter is like, that wasn't a date. She's in customer service. dude."
right,
Yeah,
right.
You
Right.
probably think strippers love you too.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So he's like, I know what a date is. So just that idea that he's telling these people who do it for a job, day in, day out, he's telling them, like, no, this is real. Obviously, at the end, it turns out to be something real, but at that point,
Right.
Right.
There wasn't
Probably
enough
wasn't,
clues
yeah.
for anybody to. And then when he tried to kiss her, she did reel back a little bit.
Right.
So
we debated back and forth whether it's okay to romanticize relationships. And here we have a couple clear cases of when it's not okay to be romanticizing the relationship, right? Sarah Marshall's the past, and Rachel's for like the rebound, right? Because they even, when he's talking to his brother-in-law on the laptop, they're like, "Oh, maybe you need a rebound." So it wasn't even like rebound isn't meant to be like a long-term thing. It's meant to get you back on your feet, regain your confidence.
it's a fling to make you forget about the last one.
Yeah. So even that, I feel like is kind of
Sounds unhealthy.
yeah. So unhealthy for everybody, really.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
get someone else's hopes. Like, you don't know whoever your rebound is. You don't know what their situation is. Maybe they're hopeful for one last shot at love.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wanted to highlight. You had mentioned the use of like flashback and montage, and I think that's really important here. When you use flashback and montage, you're conveying a lot of things rapidly for the audience, and I think when it relates to romanticism, you know, last episode I talked about Grease. In the beginning, you get the flashback of them on the beach in the sunset, and it makes you reminisce of that, right? You're romanticizing that moment together. And use of flashback here does a lot of that, right? Where it's giving you picturesque snapshots of your past without much context other than that moment right there. So it's used to convey the hopeless romantic, like, oh, this guy is going through a breakup and he's remembering what it used to be like with the love of his life. And then you have it later on used for the other reason of saying, no, she made you feel small and insignificant. You know, remember this here, and it's a quick flashback. And then you do see the montage, use of montage throughout the same story here of quick. There's different uses of it throughout the story, but it's like quick scenes, quick editing, meant to just kind of put an idea in your head. Same thing though, make it memorable and move on, so you're not having to convey it in one whole scene. You can use montage to get it out there, get the audience consuming it, and then keep moving on. And which plays right into this idea of romanticizing, right?
Right.
Where'd you guys see depression?
All over Pete.
He was the personification of depression for a little while there.
I mean, he just would isolate himself. Even like it showed in when he was trying to produce music, he was just, even his lyrics and his music were just like, this sucks, this is horrible. This song is
Self-loathing.
self-loathing. Yeah, just
Too
tons
much.
of it.
It's self-loathing, a little
Even like his appearance, like he wasn't taking care of himself. You could tell he was
Costco
getting a little sloppy.
sweatpants.
Yeah.
Yeah. The same green
the
hair.
same green pair. Yep.
And even like when Sarah Marshall was kind of having that sobering moment, saying how hard it was trying, she cited some of the things that, if I recall correctly, I might not. I think she was reciting some things that were hard to live with, even when they were together.
Yeah, it
that
sounds
were-
like he was actually depressed
Yep.
before the,
Yep.
you know.
Or
And-
lacked ambition, and that might be a symptom of depression too. It's just he wasn't doing much.
Right. And you could see it through, again, some of the montage, right, of there's the red carpet scenes where she's like, the Andre the Giant out of the shot or whatever. So like scenes like that where he's like just the background for her, you know, and that can't feel great. I like what you said though, where it's not just sadness, but it's not caring and it's no ambition. Like you're not feeling anything, so you just kind of blah. And you see that quite a bit, even when he's in Hawaii, where he's crying, like a woman or whatever.
Yeah. We're getting complaints from the
It's from the woman
person
upstairs.
Yeah,
You're on
I
the
hear
top
her
floor.
too.
When he turns it on right away, he goes, yeah, I'll quiet down.
Yeah.
Such an enjoyable movie, though.
But like he's playing piano, but it's like just nonsense. You know, the Muppet theme. You know,
Yep.
The Muppet Show.
Go see a psychiatrist. I hate the psychiatrist.
Yeah, that whole song was hilarious.
Yeah, it was like he was a incomplete person and using the relationship as a crutch. And then once that got taken away, I'm just left with my broken version of myself now. And that's, I don't know, I felt like both of them were kind of in that spot.
There was a healthiness to him, though, being able to articulate. I know it's for the scene, for the camera, but there's a healthiness in him being so damaged, but being able to articulate it, saying that I'm not well, I'm not well, I'm not well, screaming for help, kind of. Maybe not to the right places, but I think that's a big part in getting better, maybe, or getting past it, is being able to say, I got problems here.
Yeah.
And it seemed like he had a good grip of, I got problems here. Quick commercial for Shrinking. When I see the movie, when I see him playing the role of in Shrinking now on Apple TV, I'm just like blown away. I'm like, because he feels like that same character, like grown up a little bit and still struggling with the same things of like commitment and attachment and seeing things through and ambition. He's that same character, kind of still struggling with it. So it's like almost like if I can suspend art for art's sake, I can see him growing up and becoming a clinical psychiatrist.
Oh, yeah.
And trying to help people similar to himself.
So it's the sequel to Forgetting Sarah
Yeah, I think
Marshall?
so. Yeah, Harrison Ford would probably have something to say about that.
Where did you guys see Longing?
Well, I think obviously to me, right, he can't forget Sarah Marshall. He's having a
Right.
tough time with it. He longs for a romanticized version of what they were, I think.
I think it's throughout the movie, too, because right from the beginning when they break up, he's got the pictures like, oh, I got to delete the photos, but he's not actually deleting them.
It's like, no, you got to permanently delete. Yeah.
End up back together. You know, and so just that notion there where, he's putting up this front like, oh, I got to delete everything, but he's not really deleting anything.
Right.
And then you keep on going until he has the brief sexual encounter with her towards the end. It's like, well, you never even would have entertained that if you weren't wanting some of that back, right?
Well, he's like, tell me you're sorry. He's like looking for one indicator that it's genuine, that it's real, that she's actually regretting what she's put him through. And when she says sorry, then he's like, okay, I'm on. But he wasn't.
I think again, I say throughout the movie because there's all these coincidental meetups, right? Like they go to the same restaurant every single night. They go to the same beach, the same luau, the same whatever. It's not even just one island in Hawaii. Like you could go to different islands,
yoga
but
class?
they stayed
Oh,
right
yeah.
there.
You're right next to each other. In yoga. Okay.
So
The yoga scene was in the extended version. That's why we.
is that
I never
why?
seen that.
Right,
before.
I never
really?
seen
That's
it
the first
either.
time I've ever
Oh
seen
yeah,
it.
I should mention we watched the extended version of Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Which was
tonight.
just good, more good.
Yeah.
I thought. I was like, this
Yeah,
is
it
funny.
did. I think it was still under 2 hours, even with
Yeah,
the
I think
quote
so.
extended. But yeah, I think that was pretty a good representation of longing shown, and like when he's in the ocean and he just happens to like paddle up to
Russell Brand's
Russell
character.
Brand's character
He's
in
sitting
the
there,
middle
like,
of the ocean. Like, they're the only two people in the shot, right? And he just happens to paddle up next to him. So I thought that was pretty indicative of how longing could be when you're hurting from a relationship. It's always on your mind, and it's always coming back. It's always you're always thinking about it.
Or even Sarah Marshall's character when they're like, "Oh, hey, you guys, showed up at the same time. You want to sit at the same table?" Yes, like she jumps to it so that they could all sit at the table together. So it's coming back that way too.
Yep.
And I think it's like almost like a sadomasochistic connection that you have with those relationships, because he verbally says how much he hates what she did to him, right? But still wants to be a part of it and still wants
It's
to
the
hurt himself.
relationships.
But then he also wants to kind of hurt her too at some points. So
Here to murder you.
I'm here to murder you.
I did see that in someone did a toast at a wedding. They were like, "Here's to the person who's the most likely person to kill you. If you ever be murdered, it's your husband." They said that at their wedding toast.
Oh my goodness. Person who's most likely to kill you.
What do you guys think about the reason that this movie was set in Hawaii?
It's idyllic.
Yeah.
Very original. Getting married in Hawaii.
Yeah,
How original.
He was just so done with it. How original. He's walking away.
I don't know. That seems like a really good backdrop for everybody's pain and discomfort. And let's slap a smile on it. We're in the most idyllic place you can find. I don't know. I thought that was a neat idea to put it there.
I think it's
had
like
enough
he's going
characters.
away to the purpose is to try to forget her. So go on vacation, go away from your reality, whatever your reality is right now, and go suspend reality. I mean, he should have went to Disney in my case, but he was going to Hawaii to kind of escape it, and sure enough, she's there. So I think that's Hawaii because it's an escape, like maybe the ultimate escape. You're like, for me, I'm like somewhere I'd love to go.
We talked about rom-coms, and that was one of the things was like, the character has to leave their everyday life and go to some vacation or some North Pole.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's got to be a distant location, and they all have money from an unknown source.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
there's
that's right.
not a care in the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the movie took some time to explain that a little bit on his part, where he doesn't have the money to pay for the fancy room, and she just kind of like helps him out of that situation. So I love that it takes the time to give us that a little bit, because it would have been distracting. Like, everybody's just filthy rich, I guess.
Yeah, right.
It's like Oprah's the only one who can afford that room. She says.
I had a use of setting was to show the, and it was turned up to 11 here, but the beauty of the present, right, that he's missing. And with a setting like Hawaii, we can see the beauty as the audience, but it takes him a little bit before he sees it. And, it's more towards the end, the little montage of him, he's going down the slide in the pool. He's in the hot tub with the ladies, and he's...
Doing cannonballs with the kids.
Yeah, he's not having alcohol for breakfast or whatever.
Right.
So again, use of montage again. But I thought that plays perfectly with the setting of Hawaii, where it's easy to see when he appreciates it, right? The just being in the moment rather than reminiscing on the past or longing for.
Yeah,
what
when they
used to be.
called about the lady crying, he's overlooking like the sunset over the beach, like in this great suite in this beautiful views and the sun coming down. It's like it's a great view, and you're just staring at it, crying. Unable to appreciate the here and now.
Unable to probably even see it through the tears.
Through all the tears.
And then he's laying on the ground after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the impact of his past relationship is overshadowing his enjoyment of the present, right? I mean, this could be said of almost every human interaction. You had a bad experience that's going to take over your life for a bit. And for Peter, this breakup with Sarah Marshall puts a whole new lens on the view of life for him. A darker pair of shades to see life through, at least until you get some new lenses.
Nice.
Now we have recovery from a past relationship. So in our previous episode, we had the 3 negative things that we talked about. Now we have 3 positive ideas here. 3 ideas that I think combat the other directly. Using Casablanca, we talked about maturity, purpose, and hope. Again, all 3 ever present in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and all 3 showcasing how to beat the romanticism, depression, and the longing we may see from past relationships. So first, I'll go with maturity. Where did you guys see maturity in?
Excuse me.
I think Peter, there's times where he was, I don't know, just him being kind of like friendly and honest with Eldest. There's a few moments where he's doing that and he's kind of being upfront about it. Where he tries to be friendly with everybody involved. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought, and you see Mila Kunis a little bit further along in her journey from getting hurt and cheated on by her boyfriend. You see that she's grown a bit. I don't know. We don't see what she was, but we can see that she's farther along than Peter in his journey. There's some maturity there, that she's handling things a little better and actually has some advice for. But we also see that she's still hurting because she goes absolutely bat poop crazy when she sees her on the beach there. She's just feisty as heck. And but just in the way she's handling things and going about life, you can see that she's maybe a little bit further. Not about maturity, but further in her journey of hurt.
So for maturity, we talked about. So I have the 3 negative things, and I think each of these 3 positive things picks a fight with those things one-on-one. So maturity, I think, conquers romanticism. Not conquering romance. Romance is good, but romanticism of the past may not be good. And the present even. So Peter starts to see things through a clearer, realistic point of view. I like that you brought up his communication with Eldest, like out in the water, kind of like, F, you're cool. Like, like kind of recognizing like, well, you're your own person. You're not like this evil symbol, whatever. Like, you're your own person, and you actually understand what I'm trying to do here with my music. So, and the maturity also comes, I thought, when he finally cuts it off with Sarah Marshall, when they're together alone in the bedroom and he calls her the devil and like realizes that's why he can't perform, is like, well, the rest of me knows I shouldn't be here, so I guess I shouldn't be here then.
Oh, I feel like, what's his name? Bill Hader's character is almost your maturity.
Yeah.
Which is odd to say, right? A Bill Hader character.
And he plays he plays his character a little straighter, but it's still kind of wacky. But he is kind of the voice of reason and logic, where he's like...
He's like straight up Jiminy Cricket.
He's like
I love Jiminy Cricket. Right,
I seriously love that idea of
doesn't
a character.
really swear, but, the crude jokes, he's like, oh, well, that's gross.
Grow up. Knock it off.
Like, oh, that's real funny. That's real nice.
I also thought we saw maturity with Peter when he realizes his relationship with Rachel to that point in Hawaii was more of a fling, but sees how his actions hurt her, accepts accountability, and kind of moves on in a different way than he did with Sarah Marshall.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like, yep, that was on me. She told me not to write, not to call. I'm going to listen, kind of, maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the gesture of Peter retrieving the picture of Rachel from the bathroom?
Oh. Well, I mean, chivalry's not dead. He's like, yeah, I might have messed up, and I'm not gonna get the girl here, but right is still right. You know, this is a wrong that should be righted.
Yeah.
And I can control this, so I'm gonna do this at great cost to my own health and safety.
Right.
And then he just kind of slammed it on the desk. Like, I thought that was like a symbol there, a symbolic gesture. Like, I know I'm not getting anything in return for this.
Yes, I
This
agree.
is- this
but
is
you're
a
like, but
reflection-
she's owed something.
Yeah, this is the reflection of my genuine where we're at. I know I messed it up. That's right. That's on me. I got to take ownership for that. Having said that, this is still right. This is still a gesture of love and respect to you. And that's like almost like the line, this is for free. I love you for free.
Yeah.
Like from that movie that we watched the other day.
Sleeping with other
Sleeping
people.
with other
Yeah.
people, yeah.
That was his moment of, I know there's nothing between us now. I ruined that. I'm still doing this because you deserve that much from me. And I thought that gesture was slapstick funny because he got his butt kicked, right? But I thought it was so touching that he comes in, she sees him beat up. She sees what's happened.
Yeah.
She knew he was gonna get his butt kicked, and it was important enough for him to take down that picture that she felt disrespected by. You know, so yeah, the irony is not lost on me that he did something that could have been more disrespectful to her, someone who's been cheated on and hurt so bad. And what does he do? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
But it was just a tip. That's not me. That's a line from the movie. The guy goes, "You can't get mad at him." Oh, good gravy.
He's like Gandhi.
Yeah. A little less like Gandhi.
Yeah. But yeah, nope, same thing. I guess I had nothing else to add.
Okay.
Yeah, she was hurt by him, and he found something to try to kind of
Almost a way to punish himself, too, in the process.
a little bit of punishing
Right, there it
himself, a little bit of like, I'm going to take a few hits because I deserve them,
Hold himself a little accountable.
Yeah.
but not that I want anything in return. It's just that you can have this, and he takes off after that.
Yeah, it shows... to me, you mentioned the symbolic gesture, K-Max, and I think you're onto something there, because it shows that everyone has periods of immaturity, because the pictures of her flashing for the
Right.
camera, and it wasn't like a candid picture, it was like her boyfriend encouraged her to do it, so, I would say that's a period of immaturity, and that people... It's also that people can grow, as Rachel seemingly has. She seemingly no longer behaves in that manner,
Sure.
right? She's kind of like, "Oh, that was young and dumb,"
Yeah.
I don't, And Peter was in that same period that she was before, until he had closure with Sarah Marshall, and him getting that photo back can serve as a reminder that he may need a little grace in that moment.
Oh man.
Is how I
That's
kind of
pretty
saw
cool.
it too. Kind of like, you had your period of immaturity. Here's a reminder of when that happened to you.
Cool.
So just keep that in mind. I am sorry though, and that was my bad type of
I
thing.
think that's such a cool point that Siegel wrote. If he wrote that in there, that's such a cool nuance. Really, really good texture.
Yeah, and that's coupled with this idea of demonstrating how strong his feelings are for her, that he would go through that.
Risk his life.
Knowingly go through that, yeah. And then, again, that montage after him and Rachel slept together. He wakes up in the morning, no alcohol for breakfast, and has fun, enjoys the day with people, not just his partner, but people around
Yeah.
him, right? I think that's maturity also, of not just, like an immature person, an insecure person may only go do things if their partner's there or their one friend is there, right? And I think with this, you see maturity with, I'm just here with other people on the island.
Yeah.
I'm just going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So purpose, I think, addresses depression. So Peter gains purpose again after aimlessly wandering Hawaii. It gives him direction, focus, and motivation. This is reflected in his writing. So when we start the movie, you see him kind of writing some of that one song,
Right.
and kind of performing it, and then you see him like just wailing away on the piano when he's sat in the hotel room. So when he's at his low, his writing is half-hearted, drunkenly performed, unfinished. Halfway through, there's the scene at is it Lazy Joe's, the bar
With the piano.
I think it's Lazy Joe's. So he performs there with encouragement from Rachel, and you see the difference. He's collected, and his voice is actually like singing, like even though it sounds ridiculous, like it sounds professional,
Yeah,
like as he's doing it.
and
Yeah. And then finally at the end, you have a finished product performed on stage. A recovery from his depression as visualized by a dedication to purpose. This ties in with another idea we talked about last episode too, of a relationship not being your identity, right? That you need your own purpose and goals to be strong enough to stand on your own before you can support others. Rachel in the movie says, after she finds out that he cheated, or quote cheated, I don't know how in depth their relationship is, but you shouldn't be with anyone right now. Anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we get montage used here to demonstrate when Peter seemingly did not have his own identity and purpose. Remember, again, on the red carpet, he's kind of in the background. He's her boyfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he's got his own
Identity.
Yeah.
It's kinda just
He's holding the purse.
and
Yep.
getting out of the shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you have hints of this during the movie too. I forget his name. He's the bald guy. They get the whipped cream or berries guy.
Yeah. Fine. Cream or berries. Yeah.
Whipped cream and berries guy makes him. Well, he finds him on the beach. He's
Chemo?
like, "You need a hug." Kimu. That's it.
Chemo.
You need a hug. So he hugs him, and then he gives him a little bit of purpose in that night right there of preparing the pig for the luau the next day. But it's trying to get you back out there. Like,
Yeah.
let's give you a little purpose. Let's go do something. I remember at KMAX, you had mentioned a handful of episodes ago of Eddie coming to get you to go golfing.
Oh yeah.
So I think of that too, of come on, let's get you out. Let's get
Yes.
you doing something. You can't just sit here. You can't just lay here crying like a woman in the hotel room.
Yeah, right.
Let's get you out. You'll help with this pig, And then, like I said, you had the Dracula stuff.
It was almost a callback to Midsummer too, when she was like kind of worried, and then they brought her like, we're gonna go cook. Remember that moment when
Yeah.
and that felt, I got that same vibe, that same feeling where it's like, all right, they're gonna distract her, and she's gonna see in a very weird way. But it was the same dynamic. Like, okay, we want you to feel more normal, so you're gonna come do some stuff here.
Yeah. You got no time to cry. Put on this apron.
Yep. Let's go. Second time I heard that today. You have no time to cry. Put this apron on.
Did you guys see anything deeper with purpose?
Purpose.
Or how it addressed depression as well?
Well, I mean that you think the big his focus when he realized that Mila Kunis' character loved and encouraged him to do that, even to some extent. Sarah Marshall wanted him to. She didn't get it, but I think she encouraged him a little bit. I gotta believe she did. Maybe it's implied after her when she blew up at him saying I tried. Maybe she just wanted him to do something, to have some purpose, but he didn't show any evidence of it. And even when he was with, what was her name, Rachel?
Yeah.
Rachel. Yeah.
Good gravy. Mila
Rachel.
Kunis. Yeah, when he was with her, she certainly encouraged him,
Yes.
to keep doing it. Like when she had him go sing the song up there of the piano, like, and she
Should I
cheered for
sing
him.
something that everybody else knows? Dracula musical.
Yes, man, oh man.
And I love that he like sent the invite to the play and not like writing her directly. It's
Right.
kind of like hey, I think I'm almost healed here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Because I don't know how she would have handled it, seeing a letter with all these things. Maybe she would have just seen it as more promises or more words.
Right.
Right.
This is like
Like a
here's some
very-
evidence. Here's a little article of evidence here.
A very symbolic gesture. Like there's so many symbolic gestures in this movie.
Yeah.
But here's an invite to like, hey, here's your invite to watch to see how I've grown since
Yeah.
we've
Here's a finished product.
Right.
Not half-hearted, half-built, half-completed, not quite whole.
Yeah.
Here's something completed.
I love when he sees her in the audience. It's just a nice feeling. It's definitely a rom-com feeling when he sees her in the audience. And she's walking away, and she ends up turning around, and Judd Apatow is somewhere involved in this, isn't he?
He's executive producer.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna
Yeah.
say there's certain moments in films that he's anywhere near where he can't leave a tender moment alone. There's like a tender moment that happens where she walks back into. Of course, he's full frontal nude, and so it's like it can't just be a nice moment.
So the third battle, we have hope taking on longing. So instead of longing for recurrence of the past, you're hopeful for an exciting future. This comes in the form of Rachel. From the very start, there's honesty and support and confrontation about what is hurting Peter. And that's an important step to processing his grief, right? Admitting what's going on, what's hurting you. How can we get it better? So right from there, it's pretty clear that she's helping Peter gain perspective, confidence, and strength to fight both the longing and the hurt that Sarah Marshall has left him with. Then by the end, he hopes that Rachel will come to his play, and you could almost say hope was another form of longing. But when you have maturity and your own purpose, the difference between the two forms is pretty obvious. One is wanting to relive the past, trying to hit that, we mentioned it before, the dopamine lever, right, of something that you remember. And the other is wanting to live new experiences and grow. And so you got hope, you add maturity, purpose. Baby, you got a stew going on.
Yes, ding him. If ever there was a.
No, we're not moving forward.
That
yet.
is my favorite. No, we're not moving forward, but man, like Carl Weathers, rest in peace. You got a stew.
Baby, you got a stew going on.
It's so good.
Where did you guys see hope?
I seen where we got a false hope when he, when she's alone and then she kind of comes back to his room and she's trying to. I say that because you can see such a contrast from any kind of real hope that you see him when he's like, just say sorry. Tell me you're sorry. And he's like, that was enough for him to like, okay, I'm in. I'm back. But his body is like, no, you're not.
Yeah. Yep.
But like such a false hope there.
Well, that's why I liken the two things, because hope, if you describe it, it seems like a form of longing, right? Like you're longing for a nice relationship. But I see it as hope, like a positive thing, rather than longing for Sarah Marshall. And I think that's a great scene to see the difference there.
Yeah.
Between his interaction with Sarah Marshall and then his interaction with Rachel, where it's mature that he was upfront about, okay, here's what happened between me and her. And so that hope was, I'm going to listen to what you tell me to do and say my goodbyes to Kimu and I forget the other guy's name. Tin Man's on it.
Yeah.
But then it's also sending the invite as a form of hope.
Dwayne the bartender.
100 points if you can say that fish that he named. It's like
I would say one hopeful scene was when Eldest is leaving. So he's got his hat and his like headphones on, and then Jason Segel walks up like and not in an uncomfortable shirt, He's
Right,
not like,
right, that's true.
I wish I was wearing the stupid shirt, It was for whatever reason, he came in real confident, like, "Hey, Eldest, how's it going? Where you are you leaving?" Like he was like, "Are you taking off?" Like
Right.
it was after he stayed the night with Rachel, and they had like a really honest, like caring moment with each other. You know, and he was feeling hopeful about his future, that he's actually going up to Eldest positively to go talk.
Yeah, and it wasn't like, oh, where's Rachel? It was kind of like, oh, hey, what are you guys up to today? Oh,
Yeah.
you guys are going to England. Okay. Like it was like a mature, like,
Mature,
like,
hopeful,
like he
positive,
was ready to say,
sunny disposition.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that scene. I mean, I like the way. I mean, as far as like visuals too, that you could clearly see he was comfortably dressed.
Yeah.
and he was put together. You could tell
Confidently.
and
He
his
looked
hair
confident
was
in the whole
still
thing.
disheveled, but appropriately disheveled.
I loved that his outfits like matched. Like
His demeanor throughout the whole
Yeah.
thing.
like one of my favorite moments was actually when they're at dinner for the last time, and it's not Peter walking up behind them, it's them walking up behind Peter and Rachel, and he's got like this snazzy like white suit coat and
Yes.
and he looks nice and put together.
Yeah. Classically well dressed. Yeah.
Eldest, like in the Tommy Bahama shirt.
yeah,
Take my eyes, but not my shit.
But I thought that was good too. A handful of callbacks in the movie too. Any other thoughts of hopefulness, K-Max?
I mean, it's funny how in a relationship like that, like, and he's trying to forget her, and then he sees that she's there. How kindness at first can be like a doorway to hopefulness. Like you can see him switch gears. And again, Mila Kunis makes it so that everything feels like you want it to head towards romance. It's just the nature of how the Lord made her. but he's at the counter talking to her, and then it's clear that he can't afford this one room that's available. And then Sarah Marshall and Aldous approach, and Rachel can see how beat up and damaged he is. And in an act of kindness, not romance, but kindness, she provides him like maybe that first glimmer of real hope that this might work out. You got this this great room, and this attractive desk clerk showing you kindness.
Yeah.
That's not nothing.
Right.
And so that that's a path of hope. That I thought one of the original paths of hope for him, that he wasn't sitting there saying, "Well, I'm going to get her number." He was like, "Well, that's cool that you're being kind to me. You don't have any real reason to be kind to me." And
He even thought that she wasn't going to actually give him the room.
Right.
He thought she was just playing it up so that he could
thanks for
get
bailing
out
me
of
out.
that.
Yeah, that's right.
Awkward
That's right.
situation.
And that was a token of hope right there, a kindness. Even if that's all she was doing.
Yeah, I thought she was the symbol for hope the whole movie. Like she.
Symbol hope for at least 2 decades for me. That's not true. I'm just being playful. It's midnight. It's very late.
All right, I think we're ready to go into theme and why.
Oh my. Ding it. And hit the bell while you're at it.
Who wants to go first?
Theme and why. Okay. Here's what I'm going to give it a try with no notes.
Okay.
No.
You're shooting from the hip
Here
here.
it is. Yeah, hip shot.
No scope, as they say.
No scope. I'm going to no
No-scope.
scope it. No scope it. I'm going to no scope it. Here we go. So, infatuation and recklessness are no match for connection and authenticity.
Ooh.
There it is.
He said this with a fist, a pumping fist, by the way.
Yes. This is but a taste. No. Stay it in, King.
That's good. Yeah, that just shows the immaturity of the levels of their relationships and
Yeah.
where it was falling through before, he could maturely handle his previous relationship
Yeah.
before going on to the next one.
So it's like not even worthy to be compared. It can't even compare it to
Okay.
connection, real connection.
And I've said this since season 1, but for theme and kind of understanding what a movie is trying to tell you and the story that it's saying, the lessons that you should learn, they're going to present it in the beginning and resolve it towards the end there, and it's kind of ever present throughout the story, right? And so you your theme fits that great because you have the hurtful relationship that he was in with Sarah Marshall in the beginning. She embarrasses him, when she breaks up with him. And by the end of it, he has this connection with Rachel and just demonstrates everything that you just said.
I always feel like a good movie follows like a good... It's weird. Some of my dialogue here tonight is hilarious. There's very little overlap between these comments, but like a good sermon. A good sermon. I would say it started off, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. And then I tell you. And then I tell you what I told you.
That's amazing.
Honestly, right? That same thing is a good movie does that. It's like here's the theme. Here's what I want. Here's what I want you to get to, and it gives you like little ideas of it, and then it shows them getting to it, and then there's like a little falling action or a little conclusion or
It's like writing an essay, right?
Right,
like
right.
Your opening paragraph is here's my thesis and here's why it's important.
That's right.
Here's your database questions.
And then
honest to
go through
goodness.
your body, and then the conclusion
Yeah.
saying, "See, this is why I talk about my thesis."
And here's why. But honest to goodness, it's so doggone. There's a reason why we teach this stuff, because it helps people get the complete thought of what you're trying to articulate. If you can do that, and the filmmaker to be able to do that is a master when they can do that. I think.
Nice.
Would you have,
Like it.
Tin Man?
My theme was navigating the hardships of a relationship while finding self-awareness and personal accountability.
Personal accountability.
Taken straight from Google. No.
I like that. Tin always comes heavy with those stuff, though, man. That's good. Personal accountability in there, because that's him.
Yeah,
Getting
I felt
up
that
and
was
getting off
both
his
of them.
butt.
That was both of them. I thought
that's
that was
true.
both of them kind of realizing where they messed up or how they hurt the other one, how they were hurting through the relationship and why it fell apart.
I think that speaks to the use of Hawaii itself also. Because even in the movie, Sarah Marshall says, I think Hawaii's, it's good for a week tops, but it's, and she kind of insinuates that people go there to escape things.
Yeah, yep.
And Rachel, as much of a symbol of hope as she is, it's very much implied that she's there because of a guy, and she's kind of stayed there as one could say as an escape from returning back to that situation.
Yeah.
So even that character has a little bit of, accountability and maturity to say, okay,
Right.
that part's done. I do need to go back and, maybe go to school, maybe find something, So I think you have that. I think you kind of have that with everyone, because even Eldest Snow.
Even Eldest has those moments too. I mean, he doesn't feel like he doesn't grow from them, but he does.
No,
He does get
not really.
cornered a little bit, and I feel like the one positive thing he has to offer is like the sexual relationship for the two married couple.
That's right. Yeah. And
it's
he does help them out. I mean,
he does really, he helps them out because that's like their issue. You only see them throughout the story having issues sexually because they wait until marriage and they can't really they don't feel physically compatible. And Eldest's expertise is like, here's how you do it.
Yes.
he was so.
He told you what he was going to tell you. Then
He told you what he told you.
what he told you. Yeah.
I had using hope, purpose, and maturity to overcome the negative impacts of a past relationship.
Ooh,
I spent the last, half hour explaining why. But I'll use Peter to assist, though. We have a callback of when we see Peter naked unexpectedly.
I didn't.
By the way,
Did
good
that-
job,
I
Siegel.
didn't realize the theme. You're going to add this to your theme. He's like, he's naked in the beginning, exposed. Well, the relationship's falling apart. Where do you see his penis again?
In your dreams. But so we do have a callback to that, though, of when we see Peter naked unexpectedly. The first time is with Sarah Marshall, and turns into a moment of embarrassment and fissure as she admits that she's been seeing someone else, or there is someone else. I don't think
Right,
she
right.
admitted that she was cheating, but the next time that we see Peter,
Little Pete.
as they say, is with Rachel, and it's portrayed as more of a meet cute, right? A restart to Peter's romantic life.
And
You like all these puns I'm throwing out here?
M-E-A-T, meet cute.
You like all these puns I'm exposing?
I'm telling you right now, man. You've never been better.
But we have exact moments of breakdown and rebuild symbolized by seeing Peter in the buff.
Yeah, wow.
That's true.
Really?
You didn't think I'd use that to support my...
It's so funny that he playfully did that on purpose, and we all know
frontal.
that.
We're
Not only you, but Siegel himself, who wrote it.
Yeah.
It's a playful thing that he's like, yeah, here we're gonna be naked, full
Yeah.
frontal here too.
Apparently, he just did like, what's that, the wing show where you eat wings? and-
Oh, hot ones.
Hot ones. I think it was that. He said that he took his parents to go see that movie, and he sat in between them, and he didn't warn them that he was going to do full frontal.
Oh my goodness.
And like, so it happened. He looked over, and like his mom was upset or whatever, and she walked out, I guess.
Oh my goodness.
And like, you could check it out on YouTube or whatever. But I guess she texted like everyone. She was like, Peter did, or Jason did full frontal, and it isn't gratuitous and essential to the plot, or something like that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So I gotta watch that whole thing. But how creepy of my phone, though. Where I was talking about forgetting Sarah Marshall, and all of a sudden a clip of that pops up.
Yep, they're spying.
I mean, there's no denying that there's intelligence there that gathers. You know what I mean? And it can't be
Pete
that
Holmes-
ironic.
Pete Holmes has a bit where he's like, talks about dildos a whole bunch, and nobody knows why. It's not leading up to a joke. He's like, have fun with your phones trying to sell you stuff now.
That dude's hilarious, by the way. Have fun with your phones. Oh boy, now don't listen to that phone. I have a 10-man override feature on my phone. On my soul,
Yeah, sure,
on my
blame
phone.
me. Yeah, okay.
Right. Yeah, truly what.
I'm gonna ask Joni. I'm like, what is he saying about me?
Good luck.
You're the reason all bad things happen.
Good luck. You'll need it.
Yeah, in the last like 5 minutes, we had like 5 different words for that too.
Right. That's awesome.
So I'm going to do my hardest to bite my own tongue on this. I'm just going to ask you guys, I want to hear your debate with each other.
Ooh.
Why did they use Dracula in this movie?
Okay, my thought was
All right.
that Dracula's life was the relationship with Sarah. I can't die is how the song goes, and only until the end, when it shows the play, he actually kills him, and that's him letting go of the relationship with Sarah.
All right.
That was my thoughts, and I kind of read the lyrics, and for whatever reason that popped in, and I stuck with it. I didn't think anything further about it.
Now I'm gonna for this one I'm gonna have to go because I did write a little bit down in my note here. Okay. Why use Dracula? Okay. From this, I have the song Dracula's Lament.
Ooh.
In the introspective moments, when Dracula is coming to this, when he's talking about, I think Dracula's Lament is the one where he's like, the one he plays in the karaoke bar, and
Yeah.
he's like,
Well, that's yeah.
it's getting hard for me to believe that things are going to get better.
Mhm.
So he's looking inside. We don't see Dracula as someone who is very introspective in general. He's pretty much this thrill-seeking monster id that drinks blood and has all these wives. And in reality, not reality, but in fiction, the real guy,
The real Dracula.
yeah,
real
right,
fiction.
right. But like in the song, we see that he's looking inside and being introspective in that. and that facilitates healing when Dracula. And that's when the lyrics there, he's looking in there, and when he kind of just looks deeper than the surface, the blood, the biting the pretty girl's neck for the blood, and the feasting of souls and things like that. When he looks inside and pauses for a second, he's able to make a change. He's actually able to see his state. You know, he's able to make a change. That's the only connection I made was pretty superficial. Like, he looks inside, like in the song, you know, in the Dracula's Lament or whatever. He looks inside and he's able to make a change instead of just keeping going with the surface life that he had. That's about all I have. I don't have much depth on that answer.
Okay, because that was go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, that was my thoughts. Was like, I find it hard to believe that things are going to get better. I've been drowning too long to believe that tide's going to turn. Like he's stuck in this. That's the letting go of Sarah. This is where it sucks and it's painful. That's why he's crying all the time. That's where he's drowning and crying and dealing with the pain from this. I'm still trying to shake off the pain from the lessons I've learned.
How about the idea that that's the only song that we hear for like most of the movie until we get a finished product?
Yeah, it's just tones, ominous tones.
You said being stuck in the tide or whatever.
Yes.
Drowning for so
Right.
long.
That song almost carries the movie. Like,
Die, I can't.
Yeah.
So I always thought
thought
it was like he's stuck here in this state of sorrow, infant sorrow, and he can't
Infinite
die.
sorrow and infinite sorrow.
And only in the end does he actually die and kind of releases the grip of the previous relationship he has on him. That's how I kind of looked at it.
I think that's as far as I can take it. Also, I couldn't go much farther than that. When you first put the question on pre-production, I was like, it's a tough one for me to kind of grab and say why Dracula. Here's
another thing. He's undead, so the relationship is over. So what's left of it is this not alive thing that's a monster that only kills or takes life. It can't give its own life.
And then finally, I mean, maybe he writes that subconsciously about Sarah Marshall. Like he's like, you're blood sucking. You're just taking from me. You're taking all this, everything that I have, all the potential I have. You take from me, and I can't rid myself of you. You know, I can't forget Sarah Marshall. I can't. You're unkillable. And then finally at the end, when Van Helsing, I love that little scene where he comes jumping off the wall with the cross and sticks him in the heart.
That was a good movement of the puppet, too.
Yeah.
Came right across the body, you know?
Yep.
At the angle.
Yeah.
A downward angle.
Even made like the sounds.
Yeah.
He pulled blood out of his mouth and out of his
And again, I would definitely see that show, man. It looked like it was a small theater, too, which would be the best place to see a show like that.
So, Peter kind of says when he's explaining this Dracula musical idea to Rachel, he says that he relates to Dracula, right? Mm-hmm. Do you remember the words he uses to say that he relates to Dracula?
I can't recall him either.
So, they're on the beach. Mila Kunis says, "Why Dracula?"
On a date that he thinks is a date that no one else thinks is a date.
On a fake date.
Could happen to anybody.
He says, because he's a man like anyone else. He just wants to be loved. And every time he gets close to a human woman, he ends up smothering and killing her, which is a feeling I am familiar with.
Oh, dear.
Huh.
Do you think that is accurate? Do you think there's a misunderstanding on Peter's part about Dracula and if he should actually be likened to him?
I mean,
He's not literally smothering, killing them.
no, but it sounds almost like, I mean, I think we're all guilty of that. Sometimes he's going so far to say, it's almost like self-degrading comment to say, I don't do this well, I'm not good at it, and I always mess up everything. saying that
little
almost
bit of a pity
dismisses.
party.
To me, it almost dismisses all the stuff that Sarah Marshall actually said that she went to therapy for.
Yeah.
The things that were real that he was doing, and he's like, I know I always do this. Well, stop doing it. You know what I mean?
I guess there is some romanticism in your faults like that. Kind of like in Casablanca, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to wallow and then make this a little bit of my crutch to keep me from growing. I can stay in this. This is a bad part of me.
Yeah, because I don't know how that was so easily said for me, but it really is. It's like, that line there is nice, but it's almost like that doesn't cover...
Right, that's a small portion of the whole relationship.
Yeah, you might be summarizing it there pretty well, but I'm not good at this because I always smother or kill. I do this. Like, well, stop doing that. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think there's some realization there after we figure out when Sarah says, I tried. I went to therapy. I did this. I did that, and kind of her struggle being with him, with the way he was, with sucking the life out and like controlling and all that. Do you think that maybe that's why there's a little self-loathing there that he picked Dracula to relate to and those specific attributes?
Yeah. And it must have been an issue in their relationship because they were together when he was writing it. It's not like he chose Dracula after the relationship fell apart. He chose it while they were together still.
That's a good point. I never even considered that.
I'm going to maybe throw a little wrench in here.
Oh, you suck.
What do you think? So, given what you guys have discussed so far, what do you think about when he hits Aldous Snow in the ocean with a surfboard and gets him on land, and he says, I kind of have a thing with blood. And he takes out the piece of coral, blood starts to flow, and he faints. How does that play into him relating to Dracula?
I mean, it's almost like he doesn't like it. You know what I mean? To me, it's like it happens almost like he's not trying to be that. To me, it's like, because if he really were like Dracula, he would be attracted to that blood. Whereas it repulses him and puts him unconscious.
Right. Like if he were like, quote, attracted to it, kind of like, you're in pain. I see blood and that gets me going because you're hurt.
And he reacted just the opposite. Like, well, he pulled out to heal. And then when he did that, the blood started coming out. He just fell right over, which is hilarious, by the way.
So do you think that plays into maybe a little bit of Peter misunderstanding or romanticizing the idea of Dracula then?
Yeah, I would say that. I would say it's like I would say before, there was like almost the pity party version of him, where this is like, I want to wallow in my sadness, so I'm like Dracula. It's like, you're not. There is positive qualities about you. You're not just out here killing people. You're not the full villain you think you are. And you're also not as perfect as the good version of you wants to say, and you're not as bad as this horrible version that you want to say. There's a middle ground here, an honesty that you're missing.
Yeah. And I think guys do that a lot. I know I do that a lot. Absolutely. Let me use I statements. I think I do that a lot. Like,
let's use I statements.
I do mess this up, or I do sabotage those things, or those are kind of true, and they're said authentically. They can mean a lot, but very often they're like little cop outs to say, you're throwing up. You got missiles coming at you, and you're throwing out the little heat elements to be traced. It's like, well, I never was good at this anyway.
Yep.
Or I do have.
I mess this up all the time.
I'm insecure. Yeah. Okay. Well, don't just keep doing that.
Yeah.
Do something different. Yeah. Anyway, I don't even know.
No, I agree. I like that. That guys do that. I've done it.
I do like your initial thought though of him saying that he can't die and kind of like lacking the ability to get over this phase almost, and that kind of tying into this fear of blood also, and not being truly like Dracula,
right,
and kind of wanting that
like
part to
hyperbolic versions of himself that are, just be honest, and then you can see yourself as a person who is hurt but has to move on. Right?
So
That's interesting. I never thought of that.
yeah, and
It is kind of a weird scene too, because it's out of place. It's not showing a relationship between him and Eldest growing. It's not showing a thing where it's used later on. It's
are you
just
talking about the
blood?
gore?
Yeah. Is it just showing it? It's just there to show the blood and his reaction to it because it doesn't use anywhere else. Why?
I think that's a glimmer of hope there too, because this idea of Dracula and vampirism is sucking the life force out of the people around you
Right.
and kind of causing death.
Right. Like he deserves to
people.
die. He needs to die.
Right. And so if he's relating to that portion while he's in this state, that could fit, right? Man, I'm trying to bite my
But he's
tongue.
not Eldest.
But that's not his nature though.
Right.
Right? Oh, I'm trying not to say anything else.
It's the next topic. You have to say something now.
Well, I noticed. So switching gears, you can ring the bell. This is just a little extra. What I enjoyed about this viewing is I had a lot more attention to like the music in this.
Okay.
Both the ambiance, but also they're not fake songs, but they're made specifically for the story, like all of Infant Sorrow's music.
Get him to the Greek music.
And the Dracula music. I thought it was a great tool that they used to put you at ease, and kind of enjoy the movie. Okay, Max, you're a resident music person.
Inside of you.
That's so funny. And I like how Jonah Hill's singing along.
I know that album. That's from 6 to Midnight.
He's singing, he's singing along harmonies with him.
Was there anything new that you guys enjoyed this time around compared to... Because I've probably seen this 20 times. I mean, I'm assuming you guys have seen it double
Just
digits.
the idea of the relationship and him growing and like the themes and connections between everything. I never once looked at any of that. It's like, I like the funny jokes, like.
Yeah, me too, though. And there was always a depth to it that I don't know if I even wrapped my head around. It was more than just a regular movie that I would like, a sophomore humor movie. I like Get Him to the Greek and movies like that. Very similar.
Yeah.
Similar blueprint. But this one I liked a little bit more, but I couldn't quite put my finger on why. And I think this discussion is why. There's depth to the healing and the betrayal and the arc of... kind of moving on there, getting over, forgetting something, and finding peace again after a traumatic. Well, if we look at relationships as traumatic as they are, but they're freaking traumatic. I think thankfully we're maybe less experienced with a lot of traumatic things, but who knows? I mean, we battle things that we don't tell people about sometimes. And it is traumatic. The thought of missing it, losing it. And even trying to rebuild and seeing what's next and finding yourself and not losing yourself in that whole journey. When you're going to become something different now. Well, I don't want to become. I still like who I am, and holding on to some things and then making changes when you have to, which is, I guess maybe it's easier for you guys, but it's not easy for some folks. There's if you want to be your best self and give yourself a sporting chance, there's reflection that has to happen, maturity and growth.
What a border that this shares with our grief episodes, though, huh? And isolation and all that. Who knew they could be so on the ledge there,
Right.
Human experience is like that, though. Yep, it's all right there.
All right, so our next movie. Any hints as to what I've chosen?
I think I know what it is.
You do?
Yeah, I saw the Blu-ray out in the kitchen.
Oh.
Is that it?
I don't know. What was out there?
I don't remember now.
Seen it. He owns it.
It wasn't a red VHS, was it?
Those don't even exist anymore. The
K-Max-
audience don't even know what
Okay,
that
Max,
is.
take your stuff back with you this time.
Chandler. The pages are stuck together. Chandler. You know that wasn't even written in. That wasn't
really?
even written in.
They
Joey
just
was just
yelled it?
messing with him. Joey was messing with him, and they just the reaction they kept it. Marta Kaufman and them kept it, which is
awesome.
great. Isn't that a great? That is great.
There's so many. These are live audiences for
Yeah,
those shows.
yep,
You know.
yeah. So I think that's so funny for Matt LeBlanc to just throw out there right away. Chandler, you see Rachel's face and all their faces, and Matthew Perry's face was like, "Whoa!" No, I have no idea what
I've
you're
given
gonna...
a hint in our discussion here.
I don't want to jack no sense because I got
Give me 2
nothing,
seconds. I got to
man.
run out to the kitchen.
I don't think I had it in the kitchen, though.
Okay.
It's Nosferatu.
Oh, okay. Then that
Hey.
wasn't the one I was thinking. All right.
So,
I have not seen it yet.
Me either.
hey, that's what I'm talking about.
I mean, I wanted to, and I still want to very much.
So,
I think I'm gonna.
I think we have to.
again, I'm trying to bite my tongue here, but the Nosferatu, I think it was 2024. That's going to be the second movie in our relationships chapter. And you can see why I said this was the...
It goes
height
downhill
of our-
after that. All right.
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm like I said, I'm trying to bite my tongue so much here. But Nosferatu, next episode.
I'll say this: this week, the Depth Perception Movie Podcast bowling team in the Sanborn Businessmen's League took 7 in position round. It's all 7 led by Ben Braley, Hall of Fame, Niagara Falls Bowling Hall of Fame member. Ben Braley with a 205 and a 202, and the high series for the season by one K-Max, 812. 289, 268, and 251.
Those were all our weights, but how did you score?
Yeah, pretty good night. I had the first 10, and on the 11th ball, I threw it just a little slow up to the nose and left a 9 count. Picked it up.
7th, huh?
Pretty
out
good.
of how many teams?
Well, we only have, I think, 12 teams. So, I mean, we took all 7 points, so you can get 7 points in a night. So, it's our first. We were awful this year, but we took all 7 points from the postman. There's a post the post office there.
Mhm.
They're all delivery guys on that post office there. They're great dudes, man, and we bowl them and we have a blast. We call it the battle for the bottom because we're the worst team. We're a pretty good team, but we just don't get any handicap in this high handicap league. So. Find ourselves left in a lurch.
You got
fun.
some high points on your team.
Yeah, we did pretty
It's
well.
like bowling with Josh Allen. Yeah,
We do. The good Lord said, "All right, I'm going to give you looks. You there? Oh, okay. I'm going to let you play football. You are going to dunk. You over there? Yeah. You're going to be a great bowler." I said, "All right, thanks." Cool. You're not going to have any physical features of note. You're not going to, but you're going to be a heck of a bowler. So, thank you so much. It's awesome. Delivered it. I signed for it.
Look how cool. Look how good I am at bowling. And your wife's like, I don't like bowling.
No. No one likes bowling. Yep.